Hello guys, and you're welcome back to this channel. A big thanks to you all my returning subscribers. Thank you so much for watching the video. God bless you abundantly. And if you're coming to this channel for the first time, I'm so honored to have you and you are warmly welcome. This is Knowledge Plug. What I do basically is to provide practical, tested and verifiable information about Brazil. So don't forget to subscribe, like the video and hit the notification bell so you always be updated whenever I drop a new content. Today we are discussing proof of funds, which is an important topic for anyone planning to visit Brazil. So whether you're coming for tourism, study, business, work, or any other reason, it is crucial to understand what financial documentation you will need. So let's get it started. Proof of funds, as we all know, is a financial requirement that every visa applicant must fulfill to demonstrate that they have sufficient financial resources to support themselves during their stay in a foreign country, right? But why the need of POF, you might want to question. Well, the specifics of POF or proof of fund can vary depending on the visa category and the country's regulation. But broadly, POF serves several important purposes, such as preventing financial burden on the host country, ensuring self-sufficiency, maintaining economic stability, reducing illegal immigration, supporting policy and legal compliance, encouraging responsible immigration, security and welfare concerns. In the past, Brazil did not require proof of funds documentation from citizens of certain countries, including Canada, United States of America, Japan, even South Africa. And these exemptions allow travelers from these nations to enter Brazil without needing to demonstrate their financial capacity. And because citizens of these countries can enter Brazil visa free, that is, they will get visa upon arriving in Brazil. However, due to recent developments, Brazil now implemented proof of fund requirement for these countries as well. These changes aims to increase border security, prevent illegal immigration, and ensure that visitors have sufficient means to support themselves during their stay in Brazil. Consequently, travelers from these previously exempted countries must now provide financial documentation to meet the new visa requirement. Now, let's start with student visa POF. Depending on whether you have scholarship or not, your POF will vary because normally as a scholarship holder, you are not supposed to provide any POF, right? But it is clearly stated on the GCUB guideline that you will need to provide proof of financial capacity at least to a certain degree. So when submitting your visa application document, you should have a budget of between $1,000 to $1,500 in your account. The scholarship is a big game changer for you, so you don't need much. However, if you are traveling with dependents, you will need to calculate $400 for each of your dependents, then multiply it by 3. That is 400 times 3. Remember also that the bank account that you are going to use for your POF must have been running for the past 3 months before submitting. Also, try to avoid lump sum deposit of cash because all of this is going to be vetted. This is most crucial for tourists and business visa applicants. Remember that they are mostly concerned about cash inflow and outflow from the account you are using. According to a reliable source, they usually scrutinize this category of visa applicants, talking about tourist, business and visitor visa applicants. Now, if you are not a scholarship holder but applying for student visa, your POF should start from $1,500 and above, and the higher it is, the better. Also, from experience, private universities in Brazil will like to be sure of your sponsor. They may want to know about how you are going to fund your school fees, be it monthly or annually. Although most private universities in Brazil ask for monthly payment. Also, if you are a PEC-G recipient, the above description of non-scholarship holders apply. Moving on, there is another category related to student visa that I need to talk about, and it is called Vitem 1. And if you are applying for Vitem 1, you may not need to provide POF. In case you are wondering what is Vitem 1, Item 1 is the visa category that permits you to enter Brazil if you are a scientist, professor, researchers, including postdoctoral students and other professionals intending to pursue activities related to science, technology, and innovation under an international cooperation program such as research or educational entities without a work contract in Brazil. Also, if you are visiting Brazil for technical training concerning how to operate or maintain an equipment or machine fabricated or manufactured in Brazil, you are also eligible to apply for Vitamin 1. In addition, you will need Vitamin 1 visa, and you may not require to provide POF if you are an expert traveling under international cooperation agreement, community services, activities with non-profit NGO or religious organization. Also, if you want to visit Brazil as an athlete, maybe you are coming to Brazil for training and you are between age 14 to 18, you will definitely not need a POF. Despite all of this that I've mentioned, there is a mild disclaimer. The disclaimer is that despite all these guidelines stated regarding Vitamin 1, which can be verified on the Brazilian government website, the Brazilian consular in some countries might still require you to provide POF based on their discretion. But this is not general and not common. Moving on, let's talk about other categories such as business, tourist, visitor, and family reunion visa. Concerning these categories, there is no clearly stated amount for POF. However, there is a guideline issued for US, Canada, and Australia citizens, which I believe will definitely apply to all countries. So starting from April 2025, Brazil has implemented a new requirement for proof of funds to these countries. You will recall that I said that as a US citizen, you don't need a visa to enter Brazil, or should I say it's a visa on arrival. But starting from the mentioned date, which is April 2025, they will all need visa from their home country before they can enter Brazil. This, I believe, is a result of reciprocity issue, because Brazilians need visa to enter into these countries, but they don't need one to enter Brazil. So because this gesture is not reciprocated, Brazil will be demanding visa from the citizens of this country before they can gain entrance into Brazil. Mind you, starting from April 2025. Not only that, a POF of $2,000 is expected to be in the account before the visa will be granted. So if you will be visiting Brazil as a tourist, a business person, or under family reunion, let your POF start from $2,000 upward. And most especially if you are coming as a business person, it could be more than that significantly. Let it start from $4,000 depending on your annual turnover, but it should never be below $2,000. According to the source where I got majority of this information, the embassy does not clearly state the amount for business people. I'm talking about the $4,000, but that's what they look at for. So if you are coming as a business person, a tourist, or under family reunion, try to have from $2,000 in your account as a POF before you submit your visa application. Don't forget that this money, there should be like inflow and outflow. Like the account must have been very busy from the past 3 months, right? So don't like deposit a lump sum amount of money into the account when you're about to submit your visa application. Now, regardless of whether you are applying for student, tourist, or business, or any category, you can use another person's account as a sponsor. The sponsor will write a letter which will be addressed to the consular general stating his or her intention to be responsible for financial well-being in Brazil. In this case, the person will also provide a 3-month statement of his or her bank account, duly signed by the bank. Here is an example of the letter I used when I was coming to Brazil because I used a sponsor. So the letter is going to start with the name and address of the sponsor, his telephone and email address, then the dates. Then it's going to start with the recipient address. So in this case, the immigration officer, Consulate General of Brazil in Lagos, Nigeria, 257 Kofu Abayomi Street, Victoria Island. Respected Sir and Madam. sponsorship letter for, let's assume my name is Knowledge Blog with passport number A12 and this, and its dependents. My name is John. That's the name of my sponsor. I am a citizen of Nigeria residing in, then you put the address. I write this letter to confirm my sponsorship for Knowledge Blog and its dependents. You're going to mention the name. Who want to embark on his PhD study, whatever reason that you want to, come to Brazil for, you're going to put it there. For his PhD study at, you're going to mention the name of the university. He and his dependents will be visiting São Paulo in Brazil for 48 months. For 48 months, that is from September 2021 to, you're going to calculate that. So I have enclosed a list of documents and bank statement as proof of my financial capacity to sponsor him and his dependents. Although I am aware of his scholarship stipend of 2,200 Brazilian reais from JCUB Mobility, however, these funds will replenish and cover their expenses, including food, accommodation, clothing, transportation, and others. Please feel free to contact me for any further inquiries as I will be glad to extend my help in the best possible manner. Sincerely, then the name, the phone number of the sponsor. Okay, so that's just an example. That was what I used. I removed some of my personal information, but that is exactly the letter I used. But I just removed my personal information. So you can just put in your own personal information if you're going to be using a sponsor. Okay, let's move on. Not only that, the sponsor should also attach a copy of his or her recent tax clearance to the letter. Now, all of these documents will give credence to your application and will make the visa officer that is going to process your application to work fast or move fast with your application without any delay. Now, in summary, providing proof of funds is an essential part of your visa application process. So always remember to keep your documents well updated, organized, and consistent. If you have any question, clarification, or need further assistance, feel free to leave a comment and I'll be glad to respond to your question. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel for more tips, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Until the next time, have a nice day. Ciao, ciao.